Alright, this is a review of Brightest Day, issue number 14. Despite the cover, Batman being a White Lantern is not the reason I picked this issue up. I picked it up, flipped through it, and I was like, oh, it's a Deadman Boston Brand story. And we all know I love Boston Brand, Deadman. Favorite hero ever. So, oh man, this issue was great. So, like I said, I haven't been really reading Brightest Day. I only read it because I only keep up with it when Boston is in the main focus of the story. I don't really care about Hawkman, but I do. I read it for two characters basically, Deadman and Aquaman, because I want those two to get an ongoing series. But this issue focuses on Boston Brand. It starts out with him. He finds out that Batman is back. And he thinks he's finally gonna get rid of the ring. He's like, I'm sick of this ring, get it off me, and let someone else have this responsibility. Again, this character reminds me of myself so much. And we get to see that, Boston is a badass gymnast. He has some great acrobatic skills. We also get to see that the ring actually revives a person when they are at the peak of their body, and Boston does some great acrobatic skills here. The artist, man, not Tomasi, but what's the guy's name? I think it's Pete Tomasi. Reyes or Tomasi is the artist. I forget. I'm sorry about that. But the artist in here is great. The way he draws the characters, they look really cool. But anyway, Boston Brand, he goes around, he beats some thugs up, and the ring asks him, he's like, what are you looking for? And he's like, I'm looking for Batman. And then he goes and attacks these guys who have these ice guns that can turn people into ice whenever they shoot them. And he comes across this one man. He's like, you're a dead man. And Boston's like, you have no idea. And he's like, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't beat anybody up in my normal body ever. So this is Boston's first time being a superhero without being dead. But he still has the costume on, and he looks badass in it. Beats the thugs up, and he's like, 6-on-1, no problem. I can take these guys out. And Victor Freeze shows up behind him. He's like, it's 7, you idiot. And then Batman shows up and he cracks his mask open. He's like, it's 0, Freeze. And Batman just owns Mr. Freeze, and Mr. Freeze is having like a panic attack or something because he can't breathe without having that glass over his face. And Batman's like, quit crying, Victor, you'll be fine. He throws him in a truck. And he's like, you're Deadman, what are you doing here? And Deadman's like, well, we've only met when I was a ghost, so how the heck do you know it was me? And he's like, I'm Batman. He's like, touche. And Deadman's like, touche. And I was like, yeah, that was a cool moment there. Because we all know Batman. He's Batman. He knows everything. So, Boston Brand's like, I heard you came back. Heard you came back from the grave, man. It's good to see you. And Bruce is like, well, I wasn't dead. Thanks to Darkseid, I was lost in time. And Boston's like, bummer. So, the ring, Boston Brand wants the ring off. And he's like, the ring is looking for a chosen one. He's like, okay, Batman is the chosen one. And Bruce is like, me? I'm not the chosen one. Why me? And Boston's like, well, you're the smartest guy on the planet. You have the smartest brain. You always know what to do. Who better to have this responsibility than Batman? And Boston's like, all right, Ring, get off me. Get this damn thing off me. and give it to Batman. And the ring, it goes on Batman, and Batman looks kind of cool with it on. But we get to see that Batman is not the chosen one. And what happens is, the ring's like you chose poorly, and Boston Brand is shot. Yes, he's shot and he's killed. He is killed. But we get to see his past. We get to see Boston Brand's past. He goes into this kind of, I want to say, deja vu, like dream, like sequence, where he's viewing himself as a young boy, and he's with his grandpa, and he's like, "Grandpa, I don't ever want to be told what to do." And again, this character reminds me of myself so much because, I had that situation too, where I had that conversation with my grandfather. I was like, I never want to be. When I was younger, I was like, I never want to be told what to do and stuff like that. When my grandpa was really sickly and stuff like that, and I had a conversation with him, and it's just really ironic. And Boston, we fast forward into another part of his life where he's at a burger joint, and it's called Drive-In Big Billy Burgers, and he's eating a burger with this lady, this girl he's dating, and he's got this kind of 60s hairstyle going, and the girl's talking to him, and Boston Brand doesn't care, and the chick's just talking to him. She's like, "What are we gonna do, Boston?" And Boston's just like, "What the heck is my hamburgers? Why is it taking so long to get my hamburgers here?" And the chick leaves, and Boston's like, "I remember that woman. I remember that lady. Her name is Audrey. She got really sick. She got really sick after she graduated, and she died." And then we fast forward to another part of his life where he's in the circus, just before he's about to get shot, and he's having an argument with one of the other performers. And the performer is like, "Boston Brand, the only person you care about is your own damn self. You don't care about anybody else but yourself." And Boston's just like, "The only reason this circus is up is because of me. I'm the best performer here." And we get to see that Boston is very self-centered. Kind of reminds me of myself again. Just, you can kind of see that he has this kind of, he only cares about himself. And that's kind of, something that I kind of went through and kind of still am, where he just feels that he can't really trust anybody and he only cares about himself. So, as he's viewing himself about to die, he's like, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Stop this from happening." And he sees himself get shot again. And just, a really kind of traumatic look at his past life. And he comes back to life. We find out that the gun wound didn't take his life, and the ring goes back to Boston. He's like, "Boston Brand, you have a second chance to live. Live life the way you want to." And Dove, who was also with them, she was crying over his dead body because she thought he was dead for good. And Boston Brand and Dove kiss. So I like this. I like where this is going. We get a lot of character development for Boston, and I'm wondering if this relationship is gonna last. I really hoping that they give Dead Man's ongoing series, and he's kissing Dove. So I kind of figured that was gonna happen. I kind of figured Dove was kind of feeling Boston, because when they were eating in the restaurant, she was kind of looking at him, and she was kind of checking him out a little bit, and I can kind of see she was kind of feeling his personality and stuff like that. So that was really cool, because Boston's really never had a love. He's just, like I said, he's only cared about himself, and he's just kind of been self-centered. And now he's given a second chance, and we get to see that he does care about people. He was just kind of that lost teenage soul, so to speak. And the issue ends with Batman, and he's talking to somebody on the communicator, and he's like, "We need to talk about Maxwell Lord." So overall, this issue was great. Like I said, I'm not really keeping up with Brightest Day. Just I had to pick this up because my favorite character is in it. I thought the artwork was good. I thought the characterization of Boston was great. Jeff Johns, again, showing that he knows these characters well. He writes a great Boston Brand / Dead Man. Like I said, I hope him and Aquaman get an ongoing series because those are the characters I really care about in this series. And Brightest Day, not so bad, but I'll probably pick it up and trade and review it as a whole once it's done. But yes, this issue gets a 10 out of 10 for me for a good characterization of my favorite character. So that is it.